switched on. I've already done my corners with black paint because I want to do a tree ring pour in primary colors. This is the cup I'm going to layer the paint in. Yes, it's dirty, but it's dry, so that's cool. And I'm going to start with the lighter colors first. So we're going to start with white, and then we'll go to yellow, and then the red, and then the blue. And I'm hoping to have a very bright and vibrant pour when I'm finished here today. I've mixed my paints about 1 to 1.5 with the Floetrol pouring medium, hoping that's going to be thick enough so that the colors don't mix too much. I don't want to make a whole lot of orange or a whole lot of purple or green because I am using the primary colors. A little bit's fine, but hopefully not too much. And I think I'm just going to put the last of the black in here just because I used up all the other paint, so why not? So hopefully as I pour, the darker colors will be on the outside of the circle and the lighter colors will be on the inside of the circle. That's the plan anyway. If you've been around people who do these poured paintings for any length of time, you will know there's a certain amount of randomness that you can count on in doing these pours. So here we go. I'm going to start as a tree ring pour right in the center here. And as I thought, the dark is coming out first. We got black and blue, and then hopefully we'll shift to the other colors. And my hopes are high for a really vibrant painting today. That's why I even pulled out a bigger canvas. This is a 20-inch by 20-inch canvas. I don't often work with the bigger ones just because they're more awkward, especially if you have to tilt. But I had it in my head I was going to do a big bright painting today. And so here we are doing a tree ring pour in primary colors. And I did the edges and the corners in black because sometimes it's hard to tilt a big canvas and get the corners covered. So I figured, well, you know what, if I just did a big circle in the middle, those corners were taken care of already and I didn't have to worry about it too much. Oh, the colors are really pretty here, very vibrant. I wanted it to be colorful, so it's looking good so far. There we go. That's a lot of paint sitting there. And what I'm going to do is let it sit because it tends to spread a little bit and I want to let it do that because if I let gravity work with it and spread the paint a little bit, it'll keep the rings in a little more circular fashion. So I am just going to walk away and let the paint do whatever it's going to do here. But first I'm going to throw the torch on it just because I can see a few air bubbles. I don't expect a lot of cells because I didn't use any silicone. Okay, so I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm back. The paint has spread out and settled a little bit. And now we're going to tilt. I'm hoping to keep a bit of a circular pattern in the paint. But we still want to stretch all those rings out. So I'm not sure what we're going to end up with. But it's very bright and pretty right now. I have what looks like either a piece of dried paint or a Floetrol booger in here. I hope it's not Floetrol because I strained the Floetrol. I put a piece of pantyhose over top of my bottle and put an elastic around it, and I strained it, so I don't know why there's lumps in my paint, but there was. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to make something beautiful out of this. I'm going to speed it up while I tilt because, well, tilting can be slow and boring. So I'll be right back with you in just a few moments. Well, that did not turn out the way I thought it would. Oh, there's a lot of yellow in that. And it's not very circular. And there's some pretty parts where the red is, but the rest of it's kind of bleh. So I'm going to take what's left of my paints here, mix up a dirty cup, and I don't know, I'm going to pour over top. And maybe all the paints will blend together and make something really nice. Or it might make something that just really sucks. So we'll find out soon enough. It's a lot of paint to waste is all, because it is a big canvas. But it happens once in a while. You get a pour that just didn't turn out right. And despite your attempts to save it, it doesn't always work out. But I'm hoping pouring over top will do something. At least cover up some of that yellow. Man, that's a lot of yellow. I had no idea the yellow was going to take over like that. I'll have to make a mental note for next time not to use so much. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing because I wanted it to be a really bright and pretty pour, and well, it's bright. I'll give it that, but it's not very pretty at the moment. Oh dear. Well, at least if this doesn't work, you can always scrape the canvas, right? We can always save the canvas and pour over it. So I'm going to finish scraping all this paint into my cup, and then I'm going to do some, I guess, tree ring pours. Why not? We'll see if we can do a Hail Mary here and save this painting from being so ugly. I'll be right back. Okay, well, that doesn't really look any better. I like this, the red pour. The rest of it I don't really care for. I can take some time and try to fix it up. You know, add some colors where there needs to be different colors or whatever. I'm just taking the popsicle stick out of the black paint and adding some black here and there. I think I'm being overly optimistic though, because I don't know. It's like, wow, this is wild. Even gaudy. And we did get some mixing of the paints because I was pouring them from up high. So there's some pink in there. And some green, and yeah. I don't know if I can save this, but you know what? I'll keep recording here just so you can see things that you can do if you need to embellish your pour to make it a little bit more attractive. If you've done rings or a dirty flip cup or whatever, sometimes there's little striations of color in the canvas and you can just accentuate them or add to them with a different color where you need it to give balance to your composition. I'm working away at this, and I don't think I can save it, but at least I can show you some things you can do to try to help a painting that maybe can be saved. I don't know if I can save this one. I'm going to work at it for a little bit anyway. Just taking my popsicle sticks with paint on them and just running them through. There's a little bit of paint in my cup here, so I can draw some lines with it, like little tiny baby ribbon pours. If nothing else, you can see the techniques even if it doesn't improve the painting. But yeah. Sometimes you can do these little embellishments, these little techniques that just tweak your pour. But I would recommend saving them for a pour that is worth saving. Man, this is ugly. Sometimes after you've done these embellishments, you can tilt again to help them blend in. And if they blend in, they don't stand out like you did it outside of the original pour. In this case, I don't think it's helping though. Oh my. Well, I'm going to keep working on this pour, and hopefully I will have something worth showing you at the end of the video. So stay tuned. I hope to be back with something prettier than this. And here we are again. This is what I ended up with. After playing with it for a little while longer, I decided, well, I'll give it a swipe and see what happens. And it turned out not too bad. There's enough heavy paint still on the canvas after the swipe that I was also able to tilt it. That's why I have some zigzaggy lines there. And then I took a dropper and I filled it with some white paint that had a little bit of coconut milk serum in it, and I did lines of dots here and there on the painting, and then I ran my palette knife through the dots to give a lacy feel to the lines of dots. So it's probably not my best pour, but I think it looks okay now. In my eyes, it definitely looks better than that bright, ugly mess it was before. So there you have it. That's how you can both wreck a pour and save a pour. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe so you don't miss my future videos. That's all for today. See you next time.